can't they do more drilling in Alaska?
So far, the EPA won't allow it because Congress won't allow it. And we will not allow the drilling, even though Sarah Palin, as governor, and the present governor of Alaska, say, we want you to do it. We'd be delighted if you went out there. Members of Congress that have flown over ANWR have come back and said anything you see on YouTube, generally speaking, about how ANWR looks is not true. There is no vegetation to speak of up there.
That's right, I've been there. I've been all the way to Prudhoe Bay. We
Yeah.
got right along the
Tundra.
pipeline.
There's nothing up there.
There's nothing but a frozen tundra there.
Yeah.
There's no reason why. And where the caribou and all the animals cross, they've either got the pipeline up so that they can go under it, or they have a passage over it so that they can go over it.
And the veterinarians have found out that they're mating better by the pipeline because of the warmth.
Warmer.
And they congregate. And they've got a picture now of a bear walking on top of the pipeline because it's warm. He gets that extra heat.
They let us put our hand, they had a hole there where we could put our hands up and feel how hot that pipe was where the oil was going through when we were at Fairbanks.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you've seen it. Yeah. Spread the word.
I tried.
Tell them to watch YouTube from the Environmental Caucus.
I mean, it's a full frozen tundra. There's nothing there.
And nobody wanted to have it there.
No.
And occasionally you'll see it in the spring of the year, you'll see occasional green shoots of something that grows about that tall. And that's it. And nothing more. Bottom line is common sense has to be used. Yeah, we don't want to. I started out, after I left high school, I started out majoring in forestry and land management, went away to university. I consider myself an environmentalist, an outdoors person. I love to hunt and fish, and I want to stand in the trout stream where I can see those free stones down there. More importantly, I can see that big brown, not hanging on your wall. I want to see it in the stream. And when I hunt, I want to hunt well, and for my purposes that I justify because I eat them. But beyond that, we ought to use the resources, and I think that's why they're there. Be stewards, good stewards, but nonetheless, common sense use. So, yes, sir.
Tim, what is your opinion of the science behind the climate change that's occurring on this planet? Do you believe it?
Let me be uncharacteristically moderate and say that the jury is out because half of the scientists, the real live scientists, the actual climate scientists, say that there has always been global warming and global cooling. It's a matter of nature. And man may affect it to a very limited degree for a short duration, and then it all changes again. And the other side says that it is man-made to a great extent. So until the jury is in, let's err on the side of making sure humans survive well here and continue to progress. If we were controlled by what is controlling us now, we would have never had the Industrial Revolution in the United States, to the point that we're able to provide not only for ourselves but for the rest of the world. And then ultimately, through technology, clean up the mess that we made. I grew up on the south side of Chicago where you literally could chew the air. We could chew it. The ore dust coming from the steel mills that I worked in, U.S. Steel Southworks, when I left work at night, coming from the #2 electric furnace, making surgical steel, sending over to Sweden, where they make the instruments and send it back to us. When I walked out my car, my beautiful 1957 Buick Special, two-tone, white top, black bottom. It was pink and black when I came out at night. And I could have washed it in the morning I went to work from what was in the air. You go back there now, the sky is blue, we can breathe fresh air. Even the refineries around Gary and Whiting don't pollute like they used to. That's a good thing. But we've also run some businesses out. U.S. Steel is not there anymore where I work. It's a flat cinder ground. Acres and acres on Lake Michigan. So I think there has to be a moderation there. I lean to the side of scientists that say it will happen, it'll come and go. We should be good stewards of the resources, but man and his finite personhood is not going to change this universe and this earth and its environment to the point that we will tip it off its axis, or we'll force a warming that we can't control. I think there's more man-made global warming coming out of underneath the dome of the Capitol than anything.